Welcome to my channel, Issues Uncovered. Sports are meant to be the ultimate equalizer, a place where the rules are clear and the best rise to the top. But what happens when identity and biology collide on the playing field? Today on Issues Uncovered, we're diving into one of the most controversial and emotionally charged debates in modern athletics. Should transgender athletes be allowed to compete in gendered sports categories? And is it fair to everyone involved? Let's look at the science, the stories, and the shifting policies shaping the future of sports. To truly grasp the complexity of this debate, we must first understand what it means to be transgender. A transgender person is someone whose internal sense of gender, how they identify, does not align with the sex they were assigned at birth. This isn't about appearance or anatomy alone. It's about the deeply personal experience of identity. For example, someone assigned male at birth may identify and live as a woman, and vice versa. Gender identity reflects how people understand themselves, how they wish to be seen, and how they move through the world. However, our sports systems have traditionally been built around binary biological classifications, male and female, based on physical traits like chromosomes, hormone levels, and reproductive organs. This binary structure doesn't always account for the realities of transgender individuals. When a trans person wants to participate in competitive sports, deciding which category to join becomes more than just a rulebook issue. It becomes a matter of identity, inclusion, and personal dignity. These decisions are often shaped by public scrutiny, political debates, and institutional policies, turning what should be a personal journey into a deeply politicized and emotional challenge. Supporters of transgender participation argue that everyone deserves the right to compete in sports. They point out that hormone therapy significantly reduces physical advantages over time. Studies also show that after transition, transgender women often do not dominate women's sports as critics fear. For many, participating in sport is not about winning. It's about belonging, mental health, and being seen for who they truly are. On the other side, many argue that fairness is at stake. Critics say that even after hormone treatment, transgender women may retain physical advantages like bone density and muscle mass, factors that could influence performance. In contact sports, they raise concerns about safety and physical disparities. These voices aren't always about exclusion. They're about preserving equal competition, especially for cisgender women who've fought for their place in sports. Sports organizations around the world are grappling with this complex issue. In 2021, the International Olympic Committee revised its guidelines to focus on inclusion and avoid blanket bans. Meanwhile, governing bodies like World Athletics and FINA have introduced more restrictive policies, citing fairness. With no universal rule in place, each sport and country is left to decide its own path, often sparking further debate. So, where does that leave us? Can we find a middle ground that honors both inclusion and fairness? Some propose creating open categories or sport-specific guidelines. Others argue that sport must evolve just as society does. At the heart of it all are real people, trans athletes striving for recognition, and cisgender athletes seeking fair play. Maybe the real question isn't who belongs, but how we can build a system that works for everyone. The debate over transgender athletes is far from settled. But one thing is clear: it's a conversation that demands empathy, evidence, and open minds. What do you think? Should transgender athletes compete in sports based on their gender identity? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to Issue Uncovered for more in-depth stories on today's most pressing issues.